Alright, so we are going to do a restorative class based on our crown chakra, and we want to make sure we have all the props before we start. So we have a bolster, 2 pillows, I have 2 bricks, and if you like you can have a blanket as well. So we are going to start on our knees. We're going to have the bolster just in front of us. So we're going to allow our forearms to kind of rest, and you can roll the bolster away from you. You're not into a full child's pose because we want to create a little bit more traction. So we're coming into a little bit of a fold, coming to a rest here. If this is a lot on your knees, you can take the pillows underneath them too. The thing with restorative classes is that we want to allow ourselves to rest in the most comfortable position. And you may find that your hips naturally start to come more into child's pose, and that's completely okay. We just wanted to create a natural traction through the spine, so as it lengthens and relaxes, it will begin to pull down with gravity. As we are in these postures, we're going to have different affirmations, and for this one, the affirmation is, I am safe and secure. So even just repeating it in your mind while we rest here, or if you notice your mind begins to wander, bring it back into your mind once you've noticed the wander. If your knees begin to get, if you have knee pain and this starts to get too much, you can come up and rest more on the bolster, but still having a little bit of a traction through the spine if you can tolerate it. We won't be here much longer. And we're going to bring our hands to the bolster. We're actually going to switch it so it's lengthwise, parallel to the mat. Our hands are coming beside the bolster, and we're going to lift up into downwards facing dog, placing our forehead on the bolster. So this is still a very much active posture. We're still finding engagement through our legs and our arms, and our head just has a little bit more support here. Affirmation for here is, I am open to divine consciousness. I am open to divine consciousness. I am open to divine consciousness. Taking a few more rounds of breath here. And then you can come back down onto your knees. We'll sit back for a moment so we can set up the next posture. I'm going to come into a heart opening posture. So you can use the bolster, or if it's too big for you, you can use the pillows or a block. But we want to have the bolster or whatever you're using across the middle of our back. You can use the pillow underneath your backside to protect your tailbone here. And then we're just going to allow ourselves to lean over that bolster. If If this is a lot on your head, then you can use a pillow to support the head here. Arms open, palms up to the sky. This posture, our affirmation is, I allow divine love and earth energy to flow freely through my body. I allow divine consciousness and earth energy to flow freely through my body. I allow divine consciousness and earth energy to flow freely through my body. Here you can slowly roll off one side of the bolster, nice and gently. And we are coming to sit in a cross-legged position. You don't need the bolster unless that's better for your hips. The higher you sit up on something, the easier it is on your hips, so just be mindful of that. You can use a block, especially if you don't have long arms. Mine are fairly long, so I can reach the ground comfortably, but if you feel like you're leaning to the side to reach the ground, use a bolster. Even if it means you get a little bit of a bend in the elbow, that's okay. So from here we're going to inhale that right arm up over top, and you can just allow it to rest on your head. We're not being active in this pose, but we really want to take a rest and allow the muscles to just lengthen softly here. Inhale, coming up to center. We're going to do the other side. So once again, whether your hand's on the mat or on a block, we'll bring that left arm over top. We're taking a little lean to that side, so our arm's we're using our arm as a kickstand. Just a little bit. We still want to be nice and controlled through our core here. And then just allow yourself to relax once you've found the depth of this posture that feels good. The affirmation for this posture is, I am open to making the changes I need. I am open to making the changes I need. I am open to making the changes I need. Inhale, coming back up to center. We're going to come into just a little bit of a mudra before we come into our final posture. So we're going to take Jnana Mudra, so that's your index fingers pushing into the nail bed of the thumb, just lightly touching them, and we want the other 3 fingers to point upwards, but we're going to take the fingers, our mudras, at our heart center, the fingers pointing up towards the heavens. Coming into our breath, sitting up nice and tall if you're able to, or laying down if that's more comfortable in your body today. Feeling the energy coming through our crown chakra, moving down towards our heart, while the earth energy is moving up through our root chakra, moving upwards towards our heart. Allowing this energy to circulate freely throughout our body, bringing us awareness, connection, and healing. Take a couple more breaths here. And you can release your hands. We're going to come into our final posture. We can come into Shavasana, but we're going to come into belly down. And my cat came to check me out because I was meditating. Animals tend to do that, so don't be surprised if you have your own. They come out of the woodwork when you start meditating. You won't need anything for this unless you want like a pillow or a towel just for your forehead a little bit, but you don't want your head too, you don't want it too changed. So coming into laying on your belly, palms down. You can, if it's too much to have the forehead straight down, you can turn to look in one direction. And our affirmation for here is, I release what no longer serves me. I release what no longer serves me. I release what no longer serves me. Noticing your breath, noticing where you're feeling in the moment. Knowing that you are exactly where you need to be. can begin to open your eyes, slowly bringing movement back into your fingers and your toes, bringing a sense of gratitude into your mind space for a moment. And when you're ready, you can come up to seated. You can see, if you didn't notice, I was giggling. My cat was laying all over me during that last part. So she's made herself comfortable. If you'd like to join me with an Om, we can bring our hands to heart center. We'll have one full round of breath followed by one more inhale to begin. So inhale, exhale, inhale. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.